I have to tell you that after a very careful review of all the arguments that were made for people on both sides of this equation, I came to a place where I believe that under the law, resentencing is appropriate.
Welcome back to GMA 3. That was the LA County District Attorney announcing his recommendation that the Menendez brothers be resentenced.
The brothers are currently serving life sentences for the 1989 murders of their parents. They claim to have acted in self-defense after years of abuse.
Here with the latest from Los Angeles is ABC Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman. Matt?
Hey, Will and Eva, for many people, this was a moment decades in the making. The defense attorney for the brothers called it monumental. And in fact, in that room, when the DA made that announcement calling for the immediate parole of the brothers, there was an audible gasp. One of the family members had said, "Oh, wow." The DA also noting that there was a tremendous amount of opposition even within his own office. Now, he said he made this decision for two reasons. One, cultural norms about sexual abuse have changed over the decades, and he believes that the two brothers would have had a different sentence had they been on trial today. The second is a California law that allows youthful offenders, people who have committed crimes before they were the age of 26, to be allowed parole early. But it could be a couple of months before they're actually released. It'll take about 30 to 45 days before this actually gets to a superior court judge here. Then it has to go to a parole board. That could take a number of weeks. And then Governor Gavin Newsom of California might also weigh in. So it could be a couple of months, guys.
All right, Matt, thank you for that. We're joined now by ABC News contributor Brian Buckmire. Brian, great to be with you. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to start with this. The DA in this case admitted this was not a unanimous decision in his office, which is a bit peculiar, no?
Yeah, I mean, just think of the hierarchy of how a district attorney's office works. You have the district attorney, who is an elected official who has all of the power to basically prosecute someone. Then he has his assistant district attorney. So he's saying that my assistants are going to come forward and say they disagree with me. That's very bizarre. That's very peculiar. That's not something we see typically out of a DA's office.
We heard Matt point out that before we could see them come out, it could take some time. So how long could this take?
The judicial system is not a quick one. Matt's outlined some of the hurdles that have to come. First, we're talking about the case going to the judge to see whether or not they do agree with the recommendation from the district attorney. Just getting the case there could take about 30 to 45 days. Then you have to have the individuals interviewed by parole. They're going to review the information that they have a parole. There's going to be a whole hearing at the parole board. The parole board is going to make a decision, and then ultimately it goes to the governor as to whether or not he wants to veto this. So we're talking about months, not days. And unfortunately for the Menendez families who wants to see them out before Thanksgiving, that doesn't seem like a realistic possibility.
So what Mark Garagos, his attorney, said on GMA today, like he thinks they're still going to be back for Thanksgiving, but that's you're not saying that's.
I think there's a difference between being hopeful and being realistic, and I think he's being very hopeful. The wheels of justice, unfortunately, move extremely slow, but I think if he's got the juice or the ability to kind of move this along faster, all the power to him, because I think if you do have the possibility to be released, it should be with your family, and you should have the ability to spend the holidays with them. So I'm hoping for him, but I don't think there's a very good chance of it happening.
Hopeful thinking there. ABC News contributor Brian Buckmire, always so nice to have your insight.
My pleasure.